Topping our headlines tonight, another day in federal court for the man accused of shooting Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman, Senator John Hoffman, and their spouses nearly 2 weeks ago now.
In his last hearing, Vance Boelter claimed that he was dealing with unlivable conditions in the Sherburne County Jail and that he needed his trial delayed. Today, the message inside the courthouse was quite different. Fox 9's Rob Olson was there for that hearing. And so, Rob, Vance Boelter once again spoke in court, this time saying that he looks forward to, quote, the truth coming out. So what else did he say?
Well, that's really pretty much the extent of it. As you mentioned last week, he spoke about the conditions of the Sherburne County Jail where he's being held and how he was unable to sleep. And that's why that hearing last Friday was continued to today. And it was a probable cause hearing, meaning a chance to challenge the evidence against you, or just to say, yes, we can move forward, we'll waive that. That's exactly what Boelter did today. He waived having a probable cause hearing, which would involve the U.S. attorney would have had an FBI agent up to testify, but they just skipped that to keep moving forward. And Boelter telling the judge that he's waiving it because, Your Honor, he said, I look forward to court. He looks forward, he says, to the chance for the truth and the facts of the 14th to come out to the public and to the judge, and especially, he said, what happened before the 14th. Now, of course, we don't know what he's referring to there exactly. We do know that FBI agents found a note in his car the day that he was captured down near Green Isle, which spun some, what they've described as kind of conspiracy theories involved in the background of this that we won't get into here. But clearly, he's got things that he wants to say and things that he thinks will come up in court. So he says he looks forward to having this process move forward.
Rob, we're on the federal trial track here now, kind of in the early stages. So do we know what next now? Is there another hearing scheduled?
There is nothing on the calendar at this point. Now, the process, the way this works in federal court, is the criminal complaint that could contain 6 charges against him came out the day after, or that basically the day that he was captured back in mid-June. Then it goes to a grand jury. So the grand jury has 1 month to come out with their own indictment, which could contain many more different charges than what was in the initial federal criminal complaint. It's similar but slightly different to the state process. So the clock is ticking on that. That indictment's due by mid-July, and when that comes out, then they will schedule an arraignment hearing. So there's nothing on the books at this point, just waiting for the grand jury to finish their work.
And Rob, the death penalty a possibility with a federal court case. Has the U.S. Attorney's Office talked about pursuing the death penalty in this case?
Yeah, we asked acting U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson about that today, and he said that is a decision that will come at a later date. It's too early for that now, and ultimately it would be a decision of the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi in discussion with the Minnesota Attorney's Office here, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota. But he said that is something that is certainly still out there, but that would come much later down the line.
All right, Rob Olson, thank you so much for that update in the Vance Boelter case. And new at